Will exercise keep me sober? That's the question. That's the question I'm going to be answering today in this video. Will exercise keep me sober? And actually, this is actually a really good question. Lots of people that are in recovery are super into health and fitness, and that kind of replaces the drink and the drug, and the exercise becomes a solution. There are lots of other things that can become the solution as well. Is exercise the solution? Will exercise keep me sober? And I would say yes and no. So, and this is kind of what I mean. For me, before I got clean and sober, exercise was something I kind of did here and there. So the other thing actually I want to point out, exercise, many people think that exercise is just for physical fitness. That's not true. Exercise is going to help with your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical fitness. So exercise covers all bases in my experience and in my opinion. And exercise looks different for everybody. So for one person, exercise might be going for a walk. Another person, exercise is running 10 miles. Another person, exercise is yoga. Another person, exercise. And actually, okay, so breath work can be exercise too. I just saw a video. My friend Jesse Meringue of Optimize posted a video of him doing breath work. And he was doing breath work in the sauna, and he got his heart rate up to almost 170 beats per minute. So the purpose of exercise really is to increase your heart rate, create stress. Stress is good. Too much stress is not good. That's why if you're not necessarily out training, if you're sitting on the couch and if you just want to get into exercise, you got to take small steps, and you start with taking a walk. You start with a short run. You start with a 20-minute exercise. You start with something small, and you build your way up. So for me, I exercise almost every single day. And if I don't exercise, I get crazy. I get all twisted up. And through exercise, I get myself to a flow state. It helps me stay grounded. And when I get to a flow state, that's when I think more clearly and the thoughts come through me or to me. And so it's when I pray and I meditate, I ask God for direction. And that's my higher power, I call God. When I'm asking God for direction, he speaks through me when I'm exercising. I mean, that's just kind of what happens. Now, what about excessive exercise? So yes, you could excessively exercise, because this is the thing. Exercise is not going to replace your program, your 12-step program. And I've seen that as well. I've seen people they quit drinking, they quit doing drugs, and then they start exercising, and that's all they're doing is exercising. So if you're out there and you're just exercising and you're just into fitness and that's your focus, but you don't work a program of recovery, meaning no 12-step meetings, no sponsor, you're not working the steps, you're not working on yourself emotionally, spiritually, in other ways. So for me, and this is what I've seen, exercise is a great complement. I've got lots of compliments to my 12-step program. The 12 steps, that's my foundation. That's where it started for me. And working my 12-step program, doing the steps, having a sponsor, working this and doing service work, getting outside of myself, that is what has gotten me sober and helped build my foundation. And then I've got all these other things that I do that are complements to my recovery. And that includes, a lot of the things that I do are really fitness related. So Ironman, yoga, CrossFit, hiking. We're going to do rim to rim to rim at the Grand Canyon here in October. We did it last year. We're going to do it again. And that's just something that I'm going to focus on, that I'm going to do. And it's going to be great. Because you got to have fun. You have to learn how to have fun being clean and sober. I get the greatest joy out of doing hard things. And with those hard things, like an Ironman or like rim to rim to rim. There's the journey to get there. And the journey to get there means there's a training plan. I have a coach. I have someone else that tells me what to do. I have community. I have other people that I'm training with, other people that I'm training with that help support me, hold me accountable, and lift me up and promote me to work harder and continue working and train when I don't want to train. So the answer to the question, will exercise keep me sober? Yes and no. The reason why it's a yes is because if you're feeling restless, irritable, and discontent, you can go out and exercise. You can go for a run. You can go for a hike. You can go to the gym and lift. You can do yoga. There's lots of things you can do. As they say, this too shall pass. So if you focus on some sort of exercise to occupy your mind, and then there's also the dopamine rush that you get as a result of exercising, right? Which I just listened to a podcast the other day with Andrew Huberman and Joe Rogan. They talked about ice bath, which anybody that knows me knows that I love the ice bath, and I take an ice bath for 3 to 5 minutes several times per week, probably almost every single day. And there's a huge dopamine rush that you get following the ice bath. So there's lots of things, and that's what we're after when we get high, when we drink, when we drug. And I don't drink or drug anymore. I used to, but that's what people are after, is the feeling, the high, the dopamine hit. That's why people are excessively looking at Instagram, Facebook. They're looking for the likes. They're looking for the love. And I heard something yesterday at a meeting. Joy doesn't come from outside things. And when we're seeking joy from outside things, like lots of attention that people get from Instagram or Facebook, that's not going to lead to true joy and to true love. So exercise can keep you sober. However, that's a short-term fix. If you really want long-term recovery, there's other things, and you have to work a program of recovery. For me, I work a 12-step program. That's my foundation. I've also done intensive treatment programs. I've also done therapy. I do yoga. I'm part of the yoga community. There's lots of other communities that I'm part of that help me stay grounded emotionally, spiritually, physically. And I get to live my best life being clean and sober and finding other ways, other outlets to keep me grounded and to keep me on the path. So you must work a 12-step program, but exercise. And I guess another question, will I relapse if I don't exercise? Maybe. I think if you don't exercise, our Camelback Recovery, we have a sober living program. And one of the requirements of our 12-step program, or of our recovery program, our sober living program, is 5 units of self-care per week. Self-care means you're doing yoga, you're hiking Camelback Mountain, you're going to the dentist. Okay, that's also self-care in my opinion. Getting a massage, going for a walk, all of those different things. There's lots of different things that people can do to, I guess, take care of yourself. You got to take care of yourself, and exercising is a way. Going to a place like Optimize, doing an ice bath, getting in the infrared sauna, hopping in the compression boots, doing one of the other therapies that's offered at Optimize. There's lots of things that you can do other than drink and drug, but the foundation needs to be your recovery program. That's my experience. This is my opinion. That's all I got for the video. Thanks for watching.